You don't get the opportunity on a daily life to work with very key individuals, and I was lucky to work for His Highness Sheikh Mansour. I think the royal family is gifted with two things. I think it's foresight, and also empathy, and that's why you see, the UAE or Dubai, what it is today.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I think they had a foresight, not only 2-3 years, but 10 plus years. We have the highest portion of Gen Zs in MENA versus markets like the US or Europe.
Really?
Yes. So that's like a big insight that shows you how young our population is. So we've established a Gen Z department in our team.
So then, are you hiring right now? Because if anybody watching wants
We're
to,
always hiring. We're always
Right.
hiring at Samsung. We have a hiring program where you recommend good talent, and you get credit.
Yes, amazing. I love those.
Yeah, so you get actually a reference, and then if that person gets hired, you get some nice benefits. As
in our company, they need to stay for 6 months.
Yeah.
Hello, Mohamad. Good morning. Welcome to Mashable Mornings. How are you doing?
Hey, Sid. How are you? Good to see you.
I am going to be taking a lot of insights on Samsung and marketing from the regional director of MENA,
Sure.
Mohamad Al Azzawe. So nice to have you, brother.
Nice to see you too, man.
So tell me this, the journey starts very, very long ago with P&G and Mac, and I would like to talk about what did you study to become and be where you are?
Sure. So maybe let's quickly. So I was born in Dubai, raised in Canada.
Lovely.
I studied actually industrial engineering.
What?
So I did engineering, and typical Arabic family, they want to have an engineer and a doctor in the family.
True. Very similar to Indian folks as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's and I think it's a great, obviously, career. So I did industrial engineering. However, throughout my uni, I've always liked marketing. So
Really?
whenever I got the chance to get into an elective that has a bit of a marketing and whatnot, I jumped on that, but my core was always engineering. So fast forward 4 years, graduated as an
from Dalhousie University.
From Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia, engineering program. Joined a very strong engineering firm in Canada called SNC Lavalin, big into construction and project management and whatnot. And they told me, look, we have a nice project. I'm like, but this requires you to travel. And
That's it. That's what you want to hear in your first job.
Yeah, and let's do it. Next thing I know, it was in Afghanistan.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it was okay.
All the way around.
All the way around. It was actually after the whole, when the things actually calmed down.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? My parents thought I was like crazy, but I said, young, 22 at that time, and let's do it. So I did it. Went to Afghanistan, and I think what engineering helped me is obviously analytics, thinking, and project management. However, as I told you, I've always had a passion or a thing for marketing. 1 year into my role, I get approached by Procter & Gamble, P&G. And of course, I know P&G during my time at uni.
Yes.
And they always used to come and recruit. And I always thought it was weird, marketing company coming to a core engineering uni.
That's true.
But still recruit. And then I said, why not? Let's go through the process. I remember I flew in for interviews in their head offices in the region, and very intense interviews. Got the job, but then I was like skeptical, why would an engineer work for P&G marketing? I mean, it was ideal for me, but at the same time, I wasn't 100% convinced. And I asked. And my boss was an engineer at P&G, and his boss was an engineer. And they told me, look, it's on-the-job training. You'll pick up everything marketing on the job. And that's where I started my journey in marketing with P&G.
And this is back in the day, so 360 campaigns look very different.
Yeah, very different, 100%. But still, they're your typical, campaign, brand launches and whatnot. The beauty about P&G, obviously, multiple brands. So I had the luxury, to work on a lot of the beauty care brands.
Really?
Yeah. So I
Can you give us some names so that
we have
a reference?
Yeah. So Olay Skincare,
Lovely.
I worked a lot on Olay skincare.
It must be launching at that point in time.
It was launched in a lot of the markets, but funny enough, it was being relaunched in a way in India, for example. So I was part of the India region. It was a big product, but it was going through either some kind of a relaunch or obviously an expansion of a lineup. Got to work also on hair care, Head and Shoulders and whatnot.
Lovely.
So it was a great experience. I think the beauty of P&G, it's truly a school of marketing, and I always recommend it to anybody who gets a chance and has a passion for marketing. P&G is the school, regardless of your background. So
cool.
Yeah,
I think the Unilevers and the P&Gs and the Reckitt's are the world's great places to begin and learn marketing at least.
100%. And really, this is what shaped me to be a marketeer.
Yeah.
And I give the credit to my first boss, and who until today, plus 20 years later, he's still my mentor.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, obviously, he also moved on into bigger roles in other corporations, but really, it's a school where it shapes you up, I think, for the rest of your career. And I always recommend it to new hires. If you get the chance to work for P&G, even as an intern, don't even think about it. Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead. If you all have worked at P&G, let us know in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe to Mashable Mornings. Do you remember the first time you got a pushback or a reprimand from your boss, and how did you manage that, and how did you realize that you could have been at fault and move on from there?
Yeah, sure, 100%. I think for me, feedback is a gift. You know what I mean? Ideally, constructive feedback. So one thing I learned is always accept and seek feedback. You know what I mean? I remember, with all transparency, during my actually recent work at Samsung, I got feedback on my first week.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? And the feedback was really for my benefit. You know what I mean? I was managing a big team, and the idea is, you cannot just copy paste or replicate what you've learned 12 years in a certain corporation and how they work, and just simply put it into a new org and setup. So I remember, honestly, first week into the job, I get a message from not even my manager, actually, my HR manager. He's like, listen, Mo, we need to talk. I'm like, sure. I'm like, wow. And he's like, listen, XYZ feedback, and I think you should look at it this way, and try to understand how to better manage it. And I took it at heart, and I said, you know what, fair enough, I didn't see it, and he opened my eyes to something. And I remember from that day, 1 week into the job, changed the way I work and adapt, and it's something I don't forget. So
kudos to you. I think being a little vulnerable and taking it, and then actually implementing is good on you.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's all about also listening to understand versus listening to respond. That's something why one of my early managers told me. It's always easy to respond when somebody's talking and just you want to put your perspective, but it's difficult when you're listening to understand what that person really is telling you and take action accordingly. So to me, this is listening to understand versus listening to respond is key.
Yeah, that there is a quote post, folks.
Yeah.
But tell me this, I've been told that there is a certain mechanism that is taught to you all when you give agency feedback as well. Can you tell us a little about that when you see a campaign or an ad, and how do you get back at it?
Yeah, so look, I think in a way I would bring something that's also empathy. Empathy is important when you're dealing with your teams, but also dealing with external members. For example, agency. At the end of the day, it all starts with a proper brief.
That's true.
If you really don't spend time on a brief that's been criticized by 3-4 people, you're starting
100 meters behind.
Exactly, starting there. So I think one, especially dealing with campaigns, is really having the right brief with the right insights, and be clear to the agency what are really your business challenges or opportunities. And then once you get the proposals, I think you always need to have empathy to the creative person, you know what I mean? And give them the chance, to really explain their point of view versus just jumping into your
understanding
of things. So I think it's all about really start with a very proper brief that's been challenged or questioned by a few external people to really see, are you really delivering on the consumer message you want? And from there, you allow the creative to be creative on that one. Yeah.
Thank you for those briefs. For everybody watching out there, this is sort of NDA information, but their briefs are extensive.
Yes.
They have funneling. They know their audiences. They know the new proposition.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing smartphones, at least, and we
Sure.
at Mashable have worked on the smartphone briefs for a very, very long time. It is like these many features are new, and the features are sometimes spellbinding. Like I remember the S21 Plus.
Yes.
It had the 8K, and I was
Sure.
like, wow,
Yeah.
you can take a snap out of an 8K. That's
Right.
great. How do I now make content
Exactly.
that informs the audience about it? So
Yeah.
tell me this. You look at the whole gamut of things. How are you separating each of them, and what is different?
You mean of which?
The Samsung products.
Okay, so Samsung product. So for myself, heading the marketing for the region, we work very closely with all the product divisions. So within Samsung, obviously we have the mobile,
Yeah.
basic, but we have the TVs, we have the monitors, and we have the appliances. So the washing machine, the fridge, and whatnot.
Perfect.
However, what's cool about it is they're all connected.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
And they're smart.
And smart, exactly. So what we really try to do, or what we've been trying to do for the past few years at least, is to really showcase how our products work together to give you the best experience,
Yeah.
while at the same time ensuring every product division is getting their business objectives out and their product USPs. So, and this has been really helpful with the launch of our Smart Things app.
Yeah.
So Smart Things app is actually a built-in app within our mobile devices.
Where I talk to Bixby.
We talk to Bixby, and it actually works very well with Bixby.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it, it's beyond just connecting devices together. It's actually about creating the best routine or the best experience while, let's say, with your family, and you want to watch your latest show on TV. With a click of a button on the Smart Things app, it triggers actions within Samsung products. So turn on the soundbar, you're set up on TV.
Correct.
But guess what? It also triggers the lights to do the ambience of a movie, drop down the curtains and whatnot. So what we really did is, established what you call routines versus connectivity only. You know what I mean? So what we've done is really made Smart Things at the core of things, and made it a point that it actually connects not only within Samsung product but with plus 300 other products.
That's true.
Yeah, so the lighting, the curtains, all these other IoT things. And with that, we drive an overall message of Samsung, but at the same time it helps showcase from a consumer point of view how it all works together with
That's
anything
so
in
important in today's day and age, because this is basically you deploying AI much before the consumer first AI came into power.
100%, yeah. And that's true. Actually, AI has been happening in the background. We have AI in our TVs, our Samsung 8K AI upscaling to give you the best content to the quality of 8K, although there is no real much 8K content. But the idea is, we want to be the first ones, to link to 8K. Our fridge, we just launched our family hub with an AI, let's say, processor, where it basically picks up certain food items and gives you a reminder when do they expire. So to do with it. Similarly, our big bet that's being launched on Jan 17. Actually.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so our latest mobile devices, and it's all about AI.
Lovely.
And the nice thing is we take that and we integrate it into not only our product launches, but on big moments that are relevant to the MENA region, starting with Ramadan. You know what I mean? So we don't only focus on product launches, but we also bring our innovation into key moments of people, and Ramadan is one of them.
That's true, but because you introduced this topic, the diaspora is so varied in the Middle East that it must be a tricky task to kind of work around a messaging that can be translated across. How do you work around that, and what is your biggest audience insight?
The messaging about what? Sorry,
whatever the product launch you're doing.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day is understanding where the opportunity is within every product role. You know, you cannot say that the mobile division has the exact same opportunity or weaknesses like the TVs.
True.
So it really comes down to understanding your audience.
Yeah.
You know, we at Samsung are very KPI numbers driven company. You know, typical Korean.
That's a very core.
That's a core of our business.
Yes,
you know, so we depend obviously a lot on data, on insights. We have a lot of consumer understanding. But you also understand, you know, general consumer behavior, you know, and sometimes with your gut, you go like, you know, this works. So, it's having the right balance of data and insights, and really understanding, you know, your audience and consumer, and how does that match to give something that is meaningful for them to enhance their life, you know, on a day-to-day.
Because there is also a price-conscious consumer, and there is also someone who just wants the most stylish.
100%. So
that's tricky.
So we cater to both, obviously. Funny enough, we have TVs that cost more than $100,000.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And to talk to that consumer who's interested in $100,000 TV is very different than to a consumer who wants your average, you know, $1,000 TV.
That's true.
So we need to cater. So it cannot be one size fits all. You know? So we cater towards that, and you know, the communication obviously and the touch points differ with that.
That's true. Coming back to a little of your background again.
Sure.
You worked at Mac Consultancies.
Sure.
And you worked very closely with His Highness and his office.
Yes.
What was that like?
Honestly, very rewarding experience. You know, you don't get the opportunity on a daily life to work with very key individuals. And I was lucky to work for His Highness Sheikh Mansour for a good 2 years. And it was actually a nice period because it was in transition between my P&G career after 12 years of P&G and basically my MBA time. So I was doing my MBA in between at London Business School, and I got the opportunity to work in his private office. And I think a great experience, you know why? Because I really believe, you know, that's my at least perception as an outsider getting into the inside is I think the royal family is gifted with two things. I think it's foresight. And also empathy. You know, so I really, he taught me two things. I would say is thinking, you know, 6-7 steps ahead.
Wow.
Versus, you know, thinking on your step now plus 1 or 2 steps.
Or looking back.
And then also leveraging the people around you, you know, and the listening. You know, so the listening, you know, from different people and getting perspective versus just having a one source of information, and shaping, you know, how do you want to move forward was a big learning for me, you know.
Amazing.
And I think they're gifted with that as a fan, and that's why you see, you know, the UAE or Dubai, what it is today.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I think they had a foresight, not only, you know, 2-3 years, but 10+ years.
Wow.
And you see it at the same time, like, you know, dealing with him. On certain projects we worked with, he brought in that foresight that we were just thinking, okay, what do we do in the next year or two?
What a wow.
So it was great. Yeah, it's a great experience.
Tell me this, what is he like as a person?
Very approachable, very modest. You know, I until now, like, I remember just walking, people would stop him,
really?
Talk, take a picture. Like, never really feel that, I don't want, or I don't have time. And again, I think modesty and empathy also is part of it, how he deals with people. So that's
so
great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Such a great experience to have.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes. Coming to your personal life a little.
Sure.
We are at around the golf club. Are you a golfer?
I started it when I was in Switzerland, actually, funny enough. Not much to do in Switzerland, so I picked up golfing during my time there.
Amazing.
And I like it, not my core, sports, but I like actually going and hitting the range. It's a good stress reliever.
Yeah.
But
Patience, man.
Patience and
A lot of patience.
Yeah.
But then again, let's talk about the boxing club and your boxing time.
Yes, sure. So that was honestly, back then during my uni career. When I was in Canada, I joined an amateur boxing club, and I think it was a great experience because it puts you in situations where you get out of your comfort zone. Obviously, boxing, it's fitness and whatnot, but it's so different when you get into the ring, one-to-one with a person, and how you control everything to make the best out of that situation. So
this is just when you're sparring.
When sparring, even fighting, when you have like an amateur fight, it's like a different experience, and it's great because one, it obviously helps you pace yourself, control yourself, think ahead, understand the weaknesses of your opponent. So it's a really good sport. Breathing, obviously, to maintain that 2-3 minute rounds and whatnot. So until today, honestly, like I enjoy it. Obviously, not as intense as before, but I have my nephew. He's 5 years old and he's into it, and it's fun. It's like it's a sport. It gives you discipline, and I recommend it. Honestly, like it's you want to get some good cardio and good protection, you can enjoy it. So.
Amazing. I love that. So, what kind of chill and downtime things are you doing to kind of relax after work?
Yeah, so look, work is intense, obviously. As I told you, I think Samsung is a very fast-paced company. We always have products launching. It's very innovative. It's tech-oriented, so there's always something new coming in. So the pace of work for me is non-stop. It's on the go. You put in the hours, you manage a region, but it's very rewarding regardless. I mean, until today, I've been almost 4.5 years in Samsung.
Lovely.
I learn something new every day. Downtime, honestly, is at this stage is seeing some friends.
Yes.
Traveling as much as I can.
Amazing.
And taking it easy. When I travel, I do have a good time. But when you're in Dubai, for me, the weekend, that's the beauty of Dubai.
Lovely.
You want to go out, party till 4 in the morning, you can do it. You want to go to the beach and just walk and chill, you can also do that.
Amazing,
So that's
just get some karak and paratha.
Karak and paratha, and walk on Kite Beach and enjoy the weekends.
That's so cool. So tell me this: what is your hiring technique? Is there a hack that you deploy?
Sure. Yeah, for sure, 100%. I think I mean, obviously, different organizations have different needs, right? At Samsung, as I told you, we're very data-driven, and again, it's a very different culture, moving, again, to me, a culture shock moving from P&G to Samsung just because how the way things are, right? So I think you need to address how this organization works, you know what I mean? Because one, I mean, from a performance point of view, from a technical point of view, what I do is case study.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So obviously we put out a JD, job description, we get some good profiles, we screen, quick screening and whatnot, but it really comes down to the case study. We give a very simple case study.
Okay, what does that mean?
So we ask the candidate 2-3 simple business questions.
Fair.
But and you give them the time to answer it, but we ask them to present it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in a PPT, in a PowerPoint kind of presentation. And with that, you really get to see his thinking, the logic, even his presentation, skills, how he presents the slide, and that's very important because this tells you, is this person fit to the way Samsung look at things? So I really depend on case studies. And again, obviously behavioral stuff. Will that person be able to survive the culture of a Samsung company versus a culture of a P&G company? So you look at certain behaviors, and based on that, you can say, okay, and it usually works.
So you're trying to understand the pace of the person also?
The pace of the person, his sense of urgency. Sometimes we make it like, we need the answer in 3 days. So does that person really have the
Get a
capacity?
shock or
Yeah, you know what I mean.
relax.
So we'll get these little things. Yeah.
Amazing. So then, are you hiring right now? Because if anybody watching wants to,
We're always
get into
hiring. We're always
Alright.
we're always hiring at Samsung. So definitely check out Samsung MENA region. There's always hiring.
Amazing.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, today with LinkedIn and stuff,
Yeah.
I get approached a lot, and I try to help as much as I can. And then
Fair.
I think about Samsung, actually, internally, we have a hiring program where you recommend good talent and you get credit.
Yes, amazing. I love those.
Yeah, so you get actually a reference, and then if that person gets hired, you get some nice benefits as a
In our
recommend-
company, they need to stay for 6 months.
Yeah.
But how are you kind of giving your team harsh feedback whenever possible?
So look, I think I don't think it's about harsh feedback. If you ask me, you know, I manage a team of 12, 13 people,
Yes.
and I think for me, being genuine in your feedback is important. And I put it in the context that like that's better for you in the long run, regardless you stay with Samsung or not. You know, this is a much better feedback for you to improve yourself. So for me, feedback, as I told you, is also it's instant. Like I don't need to wait, you know, for my one-to-one to give you feedback. You know what I mean? I see a room to give feedback, I quickly give it. And
so just be straight with it.
Be straight with it. Be obviously constructive. Doesn't have to be like rude and whatnot, but also be specific. You know, don't sandwich feedback. I think, you know, sandwiching feedback, you're great, but or you're great, but, you know, I think it's just like get out of that. I think it confuses the person. And also from my end, you know, I also seek feedback, you know, from my team. You know. And I do it definitely during one-to-ones, but I also ask them always, like at the end, what I try to ask is, you know, tell me from your end, what do you need me to do, or do different, or stop doing, or do better to make it easier work with me. You know, so I think feedback is a two-way thing.
Amazing.
So it's instant. It's obviously as constructive, very specific, and, you know, I think it's also working together on how to improve it. You know, that situation is, and again, it's for the sake of the person, for the remainder of his time and career. You know,
it's very important.
And I told you, like, I got feedback, I take it. You know, maybe I get upset, but, you know, I keep it to myself. You know, move on. You know, and that's how I look at it.
But you must be excited. Do you have any comments on the Gen Z force that's coming into the workforce?
Yeah, 100%. Gen Z. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's an audience that is critical for us. You know, actually, and funny enough, in the MENA region, we were doing some assessment. We have the highest portion of Gen Zs in MENA versus markets like the US or Europe.
Really?
Yes. So that's like a big insight that shows you how young our population is. You know, and you cannot ignore them.
That's true.
You know, you cannot ignore them. They have an impact. They drive a brand. They can crash a brand.
That's true.
In a way. So they do have a lot of influence today, and on what people think about our products. So for me, like within our Samsung marketing department, what we've done is actually we went out and we hired Gen Zs.
Amazing.
You know, so we went out and we recruited people who are within the age group of Gen Zs, but at the same time, we looked at them who are freelancers. You know, and we brought them in to Samsung, and we told them technically not a Samsung employee, because we want you to think outside Samsung way of thinking, because you want to think like a Gen Z. So we've established a Gen Z department in our team, and, you know, today they launched our TikTok channel.
Amazing.
In-house. Before we used to have an agency managing our channel. No. They launched our TikTok channel organic.
Because they're that hands-on.
Hands-on. They know how it is organically. This channel now, in less than a year, actually, we just launched it less than like 9 months ago. 100,000 organic followers on TikTok. We have videos.
Good job, folks. Killing it.
And we have videos that, you know, hit 1 million views organically. You know what I mean? So it became like as if they're our in-house Gen Z agency, and they go out, they create content, they feed back into our headquarters on what's trending, what's not trending, They pick up trends and they create trends. So I think Gen Z is crucial as an audience. And of course, as Samsung, regardless of what I told you from an org point of view, our products, gaming.
Yeah.
We do understand gaming is big.
True.
Facts in the MENA region, more and more female gamers are coming out. And guess from where? From Saudi.
Amazing.
So we are also catering our products to talk to these Gen Zs and passion points they care about, such as gaming.
Yeah.
So we have very strong products that give you the best gaming experience, be it on TV, on a monitor.
Low latency. Yeah.
Yeah, and even on your mobile. So Gen Z is critical. We live the Gen Z life in our office. We call them our in-house agency.
I love it.
And with that, we created some nice content.
Superb.
Yeah.
But when you create so much of tech and you have so much that is taking from the environment, how are you trying to be sustainable? What efforts are being made for being sustainable?
Yeah, so sustainability has always been part of Samsung. Our let's say mobile devices. Parts of it were using fishnet from the sea. So sustainability is part of the core of Samsung products.
So like recycled material.
Recycled materials, we bring it, we use it in our products. Like I told you, these fishnets from the sea have been used in part of our mobile devices, flagship mobile devices. We also have, we launched applications to be efficient and to be, energy friendly, in our devices. So it's the core of our, DNA. But at the same time, we also partner on big sustainability initiatives. Today, we have a Gen 17 program where we work with very young change makers who are really making an impact. One of them is in Saudi, Noura Tuwajri. She's part of our Gen 17 program.
Wow.
And we support her as Samsung with our products on key initiatives that she's running as a young female power lady in Saudi, on key project that she's driving that impact our sustainable living in Saudi. So we do that and we support it with our products. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Tell me this: what is it? The new colors that you all are coming up with in the mobile devices, at least?
Yeah. So obviously, there's different people for different tastes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for quite some time. I would say exclusive. These are exclusive colors that, based on also our insights, are trending and whatnot. So we cater to that. We also listen to consumers, especially Gen Z, on cool colors, pastels, and also cool collaborations. One thing we've done is on accessories. So our like this one, like the Z Flip, cases for it. We work with local designers who are hip, happening, and we collaborate with them to create custom covers for it. So
amazing. Like you have the Doja Cat one that's come out. That's so
100%,
cool. Yeah, it's got the ears and everything.
The ears and everything, and it's and it works. It's designed by people who have a very strong, affluent followers, and it sells.
Amazing. You can't be on Mashable Morning and not talk about your morning routine. So tell us about your morning routine.
Morning routine, yeah. So it changed actually over the last 4 and a half years. And it definitely changed, I think, as I joined Samsung. As I told you, Samsung is a fast-paced environment. You work, you put in the good hours like any other company, and you enjoy it. But what I realize is, by the end of the day, my energy is like done. So I pretty much find excuses not to gym and just go home and take it easy. So what it is, I've changed my habits over the last, and it's been the best thing I've done.
So what time do you wake up?
So now I wake up 6:15, 6 o'clock, 6:30 maximum.
All right.
Hit the gym, and first thing I do obviously is get up, do my bed. I do my bed every day, and it's the first accomplishment you've done. Really, it's the first thing I do is get up, do my bed, clean bed, whatever, brush my teeth, have my coffee, hit the gym.
Yeah.
You know, that's as my typical morning routine. Also, one thing is I picked up a book, The Daily Stoic.
Okay.
And The Daily Stoic is, I really recommend it, by the way, and it's done in a simple way. It's like 1 page a day for 365 days, and it's about the art of living.
Okay.
You know, and that's really nice. First thing to read, easy paragraph, you know, or 2 paragraph on.
So cool.
Yeah. So that's been my routine. You know, wake up, do my bed, have my coffee, read that 1 page, hit the gym. You get to the office all fresh and good to go. Yeah.
And what is family like, and what is the family life like?
Yeah, family life is good. So I get to see my family.
Yes.
I'm not married, but I get to see my family once a week. It's a
Where
good.
are they about?
They're all in Dubai.
Okay.
Most of them in Dubai. So we always have a tradition of once a week, family gets together, lunch, dinner, mainly lunch usually, and catch up time. You know, you connect, and then go on with your life for the remainder of the week. So I always make sure that, you know, the weekend is dedicated to some time, family time. Yeah.
Amazing. Dubai Hills is now where you live at, but where were you born and brought up?
Yeah, so born in Dubai.
Yes.
Family moved to Dubai since 1974.
Lovely.
I was born in Dubai. I told you I was raised in Canada.
Correct.
And then luckily, I was given the luxury to move around a lot. I started in Afghanistan, worked in Qatar, worked in Egypt, worked in Lebanon, worked in Geneva, a bit in London. And so I've moved around, but I would say Dubai is home now.
Yeah.
You know, Dubai is good. I consider it home for me.
Amazing. Yeah. How do you like this? Good fun?
Man, I like it. Really good, really good. Good job. I like it. It's
so
different.
Much.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I recommend it to some friends also.
We should be doing some collaborations between Mashable Middle East and Samsung for sure.
Let's do it. Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, you guys obviously have your audience.
Yeah.
And we want to reach that audience.
True.
You know, you're innovative in how you do things, and this is something that, you know, Samsung would love to.
Yeah, because Instagram and TikTok are all about those collaborations, man.
100%.
I think we're all meeting people who look and think like us, and you know, we love our tech, and I know that you all love your tech as well.
100%. Yeah, let's do that.
We just need to figure out KPIs.
Yeah, that's a KPI. Yeah, honestly, if you have no KPIs, you're shooting in the dark.
Yes, that's true.
You know, and I think one thing I've learned is always start with your KPIs being red. Don't start with green KPIs. It becomes too easy.
Those are easy.
Easy ones. Start with the red ones. You know, and if you don't find red ones, make sure you really seek out the red ones, because that's where the challenge is. You know, hitting KPIs that are already green, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
All right, this was super fun. Thank you, Mo, for joining us on Mashable Mornings.
Thanks, Sid. Really appreciate it.
Learn something, then do let us know in the comments what you take back as the biggest insight.
100%.
And do not forget to subscribe to Mashable Middle East. Go like our TikTok channel as well. I think we're doing some really cool content out there.
We'll collaborate maybe.
Yes, of course.
Yes. I'll get my Gen Z team to check you out.
This is Sid signing off. Bye, folks.
Thanks, Sid.